Welcome to Students Incorporated. I'm your host, Mr. Jason. Join me weekly as my students and I bring you content that's informative, positive, fun, and uplifting. This podcast is created and produced with the help of students from the International Community School of Bangkok. Welcome back to the show, everyone, and you're listening to Students Incorporated, brought to you by the high school marketing class at the International Community School of Bangkok, Thailand. Why did I just introduce this episode like that? Well, if you've driven down Sukhumvit Road or taken the BTS to Prongpong, you know that the landscape of our city has completely changed. We aren't just talking about a new mall anymore. We are talking about a district, a massive interconnected ecosystem of luxury, dining, and nightlife that has redefined how Bangkok lives. I'm talking, of course, about the M District, the Emporium, EmQuartier, and the game changer that completed the trilogy, EmSphere. But who are the visionaries driving this transformation? It's not just about the buildings, it's about the people who curate these experiences. Today we have a very special guest who represents the next generation of this retail empire. He is a facilitator for the entire mall group, bringing a fresh international perspective to a family legacy. He studied in the UK and the US, and now he's back in Bangkok, bridging the gap between traditional business and modern lifestyle trends. Please join me in welcoming the Assistant General Manager for Leasing and Property Management at the Mall Group, Khun Gene. We'll get to hear from him in just a bit. Before we get into our first segment with Khun Gene, let's hear a quote of the day and get some headline news.
Thanks, Mr. Jason. To set the stage for our chat for Khun Gene, I chose a quote that I think really captures what the Mall Group is doing. The quote is, "The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new." Now, most people think this was said by the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, but fun fact, it's actually from a character named Socrates in Dan Millman's book, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Regardless of who said it, I think it's perfect for today. Khun Gene and his team didn't just try to fix the old retail model, they built something completely new, a district that blends shopping, dining, and lifestyle into one massive experience. It reminds us that innovation is about creation, not just correction. And that's our quote of the day. Now onto some headline news.
Thank you for our quote of the day. It is a busy start to the year. Here are your top 3 headlines for the beginning of February. Headline 1. According to the Retail Asia calendar, the Mall Group seasonal forecast, the year of the horse is galloping in, with the Lunar New Year coming up on February 17th. Retail districts across Bangkok are launching their massive prosperity campaigns. The Mall Group is expected to turn the M District into a landmark for the celebrations, targeting both locals and the influx of tourists expected this month. It's shaping up to be one of the biggest spending seasons of the quarter. Our next headline comes from the Ministry of Commerce 2026 Outlook. It states that the wellness economy will take center stage. New economic forecasts for 2026 show a major shift in Thai consumer behavior. Analysts are calling it the year of health is wealth. We are seeing a surge in spending on wellness-focused retail, from organic food to activewear. It seems shoppers this year are prioritizing their health just as much as their fashion, or prioritizing their fashion because of their health. We will see. And finally, according to the Bangkok Post, Bangkok's green push continues. As we deal with the seasonal haze or pollution, there is good news on the sustainability front. Major retailers are doubling down on their zero waste goals for 2026. We are seeing more brands launching refill stations and plastic-free zones, proving that luxury and sustainability can actually go hand in hand. And that ends our headline news for this episode.
Thank you for the update, James. The retail landscape is moving fast. Today, we're going right to the source of that innovation here in Bangkok. We have Khun Gene with us to discuss the M District and the future of lifestyle retail, and so much more. Esther will kick off our first segment.
Welcome to the podcast, Khun Gene. For our listeners who might know only the buildings but not the people behind them, could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little about what you do?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Gene. I'm technically third generation of the Mall Group. The Mall Group's been built since before I was born, and it's been passed on from generation to generation. Retail as a whole it's been around for quite some time. But what's interesting about M District, it was that Emporium is actually the first luxury shopping mall in Thailand. So before that, most of the luxury brands were not ready to come to Thailand, or they were actually in hotels before. So Emporium was the first big jump in retail for luxury as a whole.
It's amazing to hear about the scope of your responsibilities. You spent like a significant amount of time studying abroad in the UK and US. With that international perspective in mind, what inspired you to return, join the mall group, and take on your current role?
So I was sent to boarding school, pretty much sent to boarding school when I was 12. So I developed my own independent skills there, really. And I think it's quite nice because I grew up here very well and I had a lot of people always looking out after me. But going there, you get to experience the world completely different. You're on your own pretty much, and you have some sort of guidance, but you get to really explore. And in retail, being able to explore at a very young age is very important because you get to absorb information and all people from all over the world, and you get to see new things, especially in the UK where retail there is quite strong already. And then in the US, you pick up on things on department stores and trends in the world quite nicely as well. So having that, EmSphere, actually when I graduated, EmSphere was about to come up, so I didn't have much of a choice, sadly. So I had 10 days off after I received my diploma. I flew back. My mom gave me 10 days of just go to the beach, go to her house in Phangan for 10 days, and then that's it. I came in straight to work, and my first meeting was with IKEA and Prada, and it was a great first day. So it was when IKEA already signed with us, and they came to first have a look at the EmSphere project as a whole. So when I came in, it was the perfect timing. The first foundation already went in. We were constructing now, so I just saw going in with my bare hands and everything with a helmet, on site with the leasing team, preparing to start selling. And it was just a very fun experience. So not much of a choice, but I was groomed to understand retail at a very young age because it's passed on from generation. I used to sit in when I was like 6-7 years old. They would just show me a couple plans around. So I got into interior design because of this as well. And then I came to understand how circulation works and how people come to malls not just to shop, but it's a way of life in Thailand as well. Yeah.
Seems like you had quite the childhood, going to different continents just to study and figure out like sort of your entire life. And in the UK, especially, saying that you found like quite a lot having to do everything yourself, you know? And that's sort of global perspective, having, studied in many places. It's probably changed your aspect on a lot of things. So looking at the bigger picture of the whole entire industry, how do you think that shopping malls will be changing the next few years compared to, what we see right now?
Yeah, so there's definitely a dynamic shift right now with e-commerce and like Shopee, Lazada, you can name a bunch, right? But what's important is, what I solely believe is shopping malls and retail it's actually very world class. Not just us. I'm talking about Central Group. I'm talking about Siam Pivot. The mall group as a whole is very strong. And when we go out overseas, you'll be surprised how many more retailers come to us to talk about our innovation about retail in Thailand, because the competition is very high. And also all these huge projects that you see in retail in Thailand have won global awards everywhere. So, but the trend, I must say, e-commerce is disrupting a little bit, I would say, on the department side. So when I mentioned earlier how you have the main retail side and then you have the department side. Department is, you have how would you describe it? It's more of department store. I don't know the actual term, like how you describe a department store, but that one's getting more disruptive, especially cosmetics. That one I'll be able to tell honestly, because as a girl, I'm sure you buy your cosmetics online now. It's a lot because you remember which one you have to try, but before that you didn't really have a choice. A department store compiled all these brands together in the one location, but now you can tap it on your phone. So that one's very clear. But the main retail is less disruptive because people still want to come test the product out. The service is there. You have your SAs, you have your their VIP clients. Everyone requires that nice service, and then you have that F&B program as well. So it's a complete lifestyle and ecosystem as a whole. But the one thing I know that eventually online can't even overtake is luxury business, because at the price you want to touch and feel all that stuff before you really want to buy.
It sounds like the definition of a mall is really evolving into lifestyle center. With all these changes happening currently, what part of your work at the mall group excites you the most?
So I actually get to dictate what a mall becomes a lifestyle because I'm in the leasing team. So we get to plan the new concepts, new areas out for certain areas. For example, we wanted to change what we call the C building in EmQuartier, where it used to be a space of Club 21 brands, but then those long-term leases finished, and then we planned on renovating the whole area, which we've done successfully with bringing in brands like Alo, more yoga brands like Lululemon, and then Massimo Dutti. They're more of a lifestyle brand now. All these brands are shifting themselves to more lifestyle, so they connect with the customer base more rather than being all very bland, very not very outgoing with their customers. No initiative programs, etc. So I think as a whole, retail is shifting to that way because we just don't want our customers to come shop anymore. We want them to spend their time there. Like Starbucks call themselves the third place. We try to copy that model as well. So that's home, work, and then us. Where you can come and complete your own lifestyle there.
That sounds very interesting, and I imagine there's a lot of challenges when it comes to that and sort of thinking about how to renovate things. So how do you bring new, fresh ideas into a company with such an established dominant history like the mall group?
This comes with time, I would say. You might be a very young person seeing a lot of new things come in, but it's the way that you want to accomplish these things. How would you say it? How would you project your idea as a young individual? Because in most companies, young individuals will have something fresh, something new that the older generation may not have experienced. But the most important thing is how you project and how you plan all this out step by step. So studying abroad definitely helps. I tend to see things before in trends, and then having friends globally, they send me brands as well, which one's doing well. So it's important. And now with social media and with the global networking, it's a lot quicker, I would say. So people tend to fly to Thailand now, and we kind of see brands before even Hong Kong and Singapore now as well. So Thailand as a whole is actually very fashion forward. We're very quick on trends, and we're actually one of the leaders in social media. So all these big brands and up and coming brands in the US, from the UK, even from Korea, tend to picking Thailand first as well. So we get to experience all these new concepts beforehand. Yeah.
The balance between the old and the new is crucial from what I see, which leads us to the last question before taking a quick break. On a personal level, what have you learned about leadership while working within a family business structure?
Okay, this one's actually, it varies from business to business, and working in a family business environment, it's completely different to how a professional business would run. But like I said earlier, is how you say and how you project it, because sometimes you may disagree, and sometimes the second generation don't know your value yet, or they don't understand. They claim they have more. They definitely have more experience. But with retail, it's ever changing. You have to adapt with the times. So we have to try to implement our new ideas into their experience and find a great solution. And when that solution comes, it usually works very well. So with leadership, it's a matter of time, but the most important thing is actually, excluding the family, is actually having a very strong team, and your team actually follows you, not because they work for you, but because they're proud of what they want to do as well. For me, when I work with my team, I'm not the guy that would just dictate and say, all right, I want it like this, and that. No, I like having a team that tells me what's up and coming, and they can pitch ideas with me. I'm not very structured orientated. I'm more of a team based. I played football my entire life. I know if one player is not performing, that doesn't mean the team's going to play bad, or one person dictates the whole team. That doesn't mean you're going to win. I feel like if we're going to do a project together, we're going to win together, we're going to lose together. So this is where sports comes in kind of handy, when you get to work with a team.
All right. I love that analogy of team and using just the idea of team sports, of helping that collaborative. The whole teamwork issue is a 21st century skill set. So it's a really important skill set, especially now in our ever-changing, and things change so fast now, so especially with retail. So thank you, Khun Gene. We're going to pause right there for a moment. When we come back, we'll dive deeper into the specific vision for the M District. So we'll be right back after this short message.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I want to take a pause and talk about the other side of so many cities. We've been talking a lot today about massive developments, world-class architecture, and the future of retail. And don't get me wrong, those things are exciting. They put Bangkok on the global map. But if you really think about it, what is the true heartbeat of this city? It is the auntie grilling mukbang at the entrance of your soy earlier in the morning. It is the uncle fixing shoes on the sidewalk. It is that small family-run coffee shop that doesn't have an app, but remembers exactly how you like your drink. In Thailand, these micro SMEs and street vendors aren't just scenery. They are a massive engine of our economy. They support families, send kids to school, and keep our neighborhoods vibrant and unique. So, as we move through 2026, here's my challenge. Enjoy the malls, enjoy the air conditioning and luxury brands, but on your way there or on your way home, don't forget the little guys. Buy your fruit from the streetcar, get your iced tea from the local stand. It is these thousands of small interactions that build our community. When you support a small vendor, you aren't just buying a product, you're helping a neighbor. Let's make sure that as our city goes upward, we don't forget the people who keep it grounded.
And we are back with the second part of our discussion. We've been speaking with Khun Gene about his role at the mall group and his leadership style. Now we want to look at where the industry is actually going. So Esther, why don't you kick off this segment as well?
Thank you, Mr. Jason. Khun Gene, the retail world seems to change every time we look at our phones. With things evolving so quickly, what big trends in retail are you paying the most attention to currently?
So the most recent trend right now, it's more about lifestyle based and wellness and longevity. So those three categories we're trying to prioritize as well. And then another big one, I think it's very up and coming as well, is pets. It's dogs and cats and your household animals. That's another very big topic to get into. But yeah, those three are the main. So lifestyle brands are like Alo, Lululemon, that geared towards not just fashion brand, but actually to do with how it's not just about the quality or the name anymore. It's about what the brand stands for. So those brands are very strong. And then longevity, wellness, spas, those are very popular, like especially out of COVID. A lot of the trends are more about health. You see all these run clubs going around now. So those are great. Like that pairs really well with the Alo and the lifestyle brands, active wear brands. So those are the current trends. And then I believe in a couple more years, the human population is kind of decreasing in Thailand as a whole. So and then pets and cats are increasing. So that's a very interesting field to go into as well. So yeah, like I have my sister was working on a consulting group for Arak, and they say it's actually one of the strongest categories to look into right now is pets as well. So we try to develop our retail and more to pet friendly spaces as well now. And so like that's going to become more and more relevant, I think, in Thailand as well. But in Europe and US, it's already quite friendly, whereas Thailand, it's still developing to become like that as well.
Oh, that's quite interesting about the trends and like the new up and coming stuff that more people seem more interested in and more inclined to buy. Just a quick question. Are you a cat or dog person?
I am a dog person, actually. I am. I have 2 little babies at home right now.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right. So to identify a trend is pretty hard, but, like executing it is probably, the harder part. So can you share a specific challenge you faced on a project, maybe with like launching EmSphere or renovation? How did you handle it?
So when EmSphere is opening, we had to plan the concept completely different from Emporium and EmQuartier as a whole already. Emporium is the ultimate luxury. It's been like that forever since the first day it was built. EmQuartier is more of the lifestyle, more indoor, outdoor, more everyday mall. Whereas EmSphere had to be a global establishment that drew in tourists and a lot of younger generations, because this mall was made for the younger generation. It's the food court downstairs. We call it a food court, a food market. The M Market is you don't find a lot of adults, like older generation, eating there because it's very fast paced. It's not like a seated area, not well seated. It's kind of hectic in a way, where the younger generation likes that. It's, you get to meet people, you get to see people. You know, it's more, the vibe is more energetic. Whereas Emporium is very casual dining. It's more elevated dining. You kind of sit, relax. At EmSphere, it's more like a chop. You gotta try lots of different dishes, and you have to walk everywhere to try these dishes, right? It's not served, so it's been dedicated to the newer trend and also the tourists, because it's got so much variety in EmSphere. And then you have all these new concepts like EmWonder we spoke about, is the entertainment. Like, that's the first time we managed to put an entertainment into retail, and it creates a new environment as a whole, because that floor during the afternoon is not full, but in the evening it gets really full. So it draws in traffic. It keeps people around all these 3 buildings of our retail. So we call it the endless metropolis, you know. So it's day and night. So you can go running in the park in the morning, and then you go up to the cubic to gym and then take a shower there, and then you go to office at Barad Tower, and then you have lunch at EmSphere or EmQuartier. You go to Gourmet Market if you want to go home, you grab groceries there. And if that day it happens to be a Thursday or Friday and your friends want to come see you, you bring them straight up to EmWonder and have a nice beer and enjoy a nice relaxing time. Then you go back home. So it's a whole completed ecosystem. So the most important thing is that our concepts cannot collide, and so there's no cannibalism between the customer base as well. Yeah.
That seems pretty, a lot of organization goes into that, and like having to put in thought to all the different genres of shops or businesses. And with all of those, shops and businesses that are spread across throughout, all the malls in the area, how do you plan with them across the years of their sort of contracts?
Yeah. So in Thailand, the standard of a contract is usually around 3 years, and then because as you know, retail tends to ship quite fast. So now where EmSphere is actually started to have a lot more pop-up spaces. So this not only allows us to have flexibility with the brands coming in. They might have a 1-year pop-up, they might do a 6-month pop-up, but it allows younger brands and new opportunities to enter retail as a physical store. There's so many online brands now, especially on Shopee. I have a lot of my friends do online retail as well. So they sell clothing online, they sell their products online, but they don't have a physical space, because entering a physical retail area, you need to be well established, and it's also a big jump for them from online to retail space. So pop-up is a great common space where we can meet in the middle, where it complements them and it helps them enter the physical retail area, and it gives them opportunity to grow. Like that's what's important about the trend now is, like, for example, even Butter Bear, like it started at EmSphere, right? So Boom, my P1 is actually my friend from a while ago, and Belle as well is my sister's good friend. They didn't expect this at all, but when they entered retail, I remember going through their interior design. It was a pop-up at first. You'll be surprised. It was a pop-up store, and then they grew from our event. Actually was the Children's Day event. We asked all the tenants to do a nice little mascot. They made Nong Nai, and then after that it exploded, and then now they have a pop-up store. So see, that's what I'm saying is it's about taking a chance with these younger brands, giving them an area to grow, and then next thing you know, you create something completely new. So that's how you see retail is that you can't rely on all the big brands. Like, they can be your anchor, but if you want something new and fresh, you have to go out there and see all these new brands. Like, you have to take a risk on them as well. Yeah, it's not just about us getting money from a well-established brand, but if you want something to be new, you have to take a risk and ride with them too, and help fully support them.
I agree with you. Just a quick thing. I love Butterbears. They're like so cute. So like, yeah. Back to the topic. It sounds like resilience is key in property management. If you look beyond just like the immediate problems and big dreams for a moment, what does the mall of future look to like?
So the mall of the future is, you kind of have to balance both the commercial side and then the dream, right? So So the dream for me was to create a mall that does not feel like you're inside a mall. So especially in Thailand, like especially in Bangkok, it's very city, very urban jungle. I want to create a mall that is very eco-friendly and very green, but then I don't know how I'm going to put the commercial in there. So it's a game of balance, you know. So you can dream of all these crazy bright new ideas, but if you can't put the commercial side in it as well, then it's not really good. Yeah, it's not really a business. It becomes more of a fun project. But so I'm planning on developing is the lifestyle type of malls, because now if you have a basic retail, it's not fun to walk anymore. You have shop after shop after shop after shop. It's kind of boring, you know. Like food can be fun and done in so many different ways. That's not the hard part. The hard part is the fashion area and the cosmetics area. And then you have the lifestyle is fine because all these stores they have creativity. But if you talk to me like Zara, Uniqlo, H&M, they go work off a global standard that they have to follow. And in retail in Thailand, there's so many shopping malls. There's the same concept of just shop after shop after shop. But how do we change these layouts, or how do we change what they look like, or how they make a customer feel when you walk into a retail area to make them feel like I just walked in but I didn't expect to buy anything. That's the sole objective to have, so that it becomes a natural feeling rather than it's like here's 30% off, walk in my store, you know. I don't want that. I want them to like go in and like experience the shop, the brand, and they come out with maybe 1 or 2 products or even more rather than some essay shoving it in their face. Yeah,
That's such a lot of like the relationship is, you know, so important in this. And as you help build like sort of the future and like all those relationships necessary, what is your personal long-term vision for your own work and the impact you want to make at the mall group?
Yeah, so right now my job at the mall group it's actually kind of split into 3 different areas. So you have my cousins look after the mall group side, which is Amawan, Bagapit, Bangkok, etc. My other cousins look after Gome, and then my aunts look after new projects. My mom's looking after renovations and the department side. I'm actually being assigned to look after M District as a whole. So, but I'm in the leasing team, but being an owner, you can jump around and start seeing different areas of each part of the business. But I've been assigned to look after M District. So my plan right now is to make sure that each building grows and it doesn't drop. And I have to change certain anchors out so that to make sure it's performing better. So I'm throwing all these new concepts into existing buildings. So it's partly renovation and partly also adapting as well. So this one is what I'm going through right now. I can't tell you exactly what I can't tell you yet because it's not finalized, but I'm sure in the next year you'll see a lot of changes in Emporium and EmQuartier as well. And then EmSphere will go through another one maybe in a year. Then 2027 we'll have some changes for EmSphere.
Yeah, well, we probably have already graduated by then, sadly. We can't see those changes. But speaking of how you have to put the concepts into existing malls, well, I've heard there's a new mall opening soon. Is there any information you can sort of share on that?
I can share a little bit about on that one. So it's called Bangkok Mall. This one's right opposite Bai Tech in Bang Na, so it's not too far from here actually. It's actually going to be the biggest mall in Southeast Asia. It's around 1 million square meters of retail space. So it's kind of crazy, this one. So it's using both my team from the M District team and my cousin's team to fill up all these spaces. And it's going to be a one-of-a-kind mall because it's called Bangkok Mall. We have no choice but to succeed in this one. It's the establishment of Bangkok. It's got a bit of everything. Well, I can tell you already what it has is AG. It's a 20,000 arena seating. So AG is actually our partner, and they are the people that do Coachella. So yeah, so that one's been done a couple years ago already. Technically, they're also signed with UOB Live at EmSphere, but that was just the prelude. That was just a warm-up. The real one is at Bangkok Mall. So when you have big artists come by, it would all be if it's not like super big. So like Lisa is a little bit too big. You need the whole Reshaping collab. But if you're talking about like, you might talk about like Justin Bieber around that size, we can have AAG. So it's 20,000. So it's quite big. And it's a world-class entertainment stadium. So it's done by the best in the United States. So all the artists at Coachella, they have ties with, so we can definitely have them over here. So that's one of the new shifts we're going into for Bangkok Mall, is increasing that entertainment vibe, because it brings in traffic and it helps out F&B and fashion as well. It's not just about having one concert per night. It's a whole program throughout the year. So that's why we decided to JV with AG as well. And then we will have an aquarium in there. We're deciding which one right now. So we're going through. So it's going to be a very big aquarium. And then the main retail, we're dividing right now, where one floor is going to be completely food. That's for certain. So it's one floor food. And then we're going to have on basic retail on level M1, 2, and 3. And then we're working on that one right now. So I can't tell you what the concept's going to be like. And then 4, this one I can tell you, we're trying to replicate indoor market. So it's trying to move Chatuchak into Bangkok Mall. So this is going to be quite a big challenge. It's going to be on the 4th floor. But the traffic, I don't know how it's going to be once it's open. So we've had a lot of circulation issues. So we had to do a highway, like U-turn, etc. straight some into the mall. So it's quite a big chunk. Yeah.
This is truly exciting and such a big thing that we're gonna look ahead. We have many students who might want to follow your footsteps since you're such an iconic. Before we let you go, what advice would you give young people who want to work in retail or real estate?
First thing is you need to go see the world. Like, you need to really go out there and explore all these different type of peoples and also all these type of retail spaces all over the world. Because if you don't and you stay in your own little shell, you'll never pick up on what the world trend is changing. And retail is split into 2 parts. One is tenant and one is customers walking in your retail space. So tenants, you have to be aware of which brand is up and coming. You need to know how they're performing in the long run. You have to have the vision if they're going to stay there forever, or is it just a quick little come and go brand? You need that type of vision for retail. And then the second is the customer base. When I say when you go to college, you're not just studying there inside a classroom. You're not just reading off what's on your screen, but you're also to not study the people, but understand the people that are going to be doing business with you in future. You need to know what they like, what the trend of your generation is. That's for me is equally as valuable what the professor space in the lecture hall. Like, understanding your peers and the trend of your generation is what's going to drive business in the future. Yeah. And that's important for retail because we're kind of the hub where everyone kind of collides. So we see all the manufacturing side, we see the fashion side, with the beauty, cosmetics, we see the healthcare side. So it's a hub, right? So you have to pay attention, not just one category, but understand every single category. Like, even the smallest amount, like, you might not be interested. Like, I'm not really into like surgery and stuff, but I still gotta know which doctors is good, which brand is good, which one the younger generation likes a different type of doctor. Some like the most experienced ones, some like the new clinics, etc. Like, there's so many variety, and we need to adapt and understand all as well. So understanding people is, for me, is important to retail.
What a fascinating conversation. It's not every day we get to hear from someone who is literally shaping the skyline of our city. So thank you, Khun Gene, and thank you for giving us a lot to think about, from the sheer scale of the projects the mall group is working on to the challenges of balancing a family legacy with the need for constant innovation. So thank you for sharing your vision. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to hit that subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And as always, this podcast will not be possible without the hard work and support of our international student production team.
All music and sound effects are courtesy of Pixabay.com, a vibrant community of creatives sharing copyright-free images, videos, and music.
And we're signing off. Until next time, we're Students Incorporated, because your voice matters.